gal behind Lucky Lady Quilt Co. And I am finally going to be prepping for a winter art market that's coming up. I have been putting so much time and energy into the backyard workshop renovation that I realized I need to start focusing on the market. In order to have more of like a pricing variety for the quilted items, I'm going to be selling the duck canvas vests, and I'm also going to be making a ton of sweatshirts that have quilt blocks on the front or the back. And so I went through and made a ton of quilt blocks, and I'm still making more. I made a handful of I guess they're called wonky stars, sawtooth stars online, but I made a bunch of these and they'll go on the brown and gray sweatshirts that I have. I'm also just obsessed with this star and will always include it in like every market. And then I also have some blue variety stars, and these will be for the darker color sweatshirts. To mix things up a bit and to add a variety for the sweatshirts, I made a bunch of these little guys, and so I still need to sew them so they look a little bit more polished, but I'm gonna put these on the back of the larger sweatshirts. I think it'll be nice to at least have the sweatshirts so I have something to put on the rack and it'll be a lower price point than the coats and the vests, so it'll be budget friendly. I'm hoping to crank out a few more vests and whatnot, but at least having the sweatshirts done, I will feel cool, calm, and collected, and that I have enough to sell. But yeah, so it's a work in progress, but let's keep making quilt blocks. The sweatshirts arrived. I have the black, brown, and gray. And this is a sweatshirt that I had ordered previously from a different batch, and I kind of just kept one of the blank ones because they're so comfy and I really do love them. So what I think I'm gonna do to start off is make my own sweatshirt and add a quilt block to this sweatshirt, and I made an extra one of the multicolor ones, and since I love them so much, I don't mind wearing it everywhere. So I did do different colored arrangements on this quilt block with the little logo, so they're all going to be a little bit different. I'm just going to keep this one, and I'm going to wear it around. I'm gonna wash it a few times to just see how it will wear, and then that way I can tell people at the market what to expect and even wear it and they can see what it looks like. I'll let you know how it goes and what it looks like after I wash it. For the ribbon star design, I had mentioned earlier that I pretty much just sewed triangles together, and what I ended up doing was pressing the seams open on the inside, and then I also pressed this edge over, and then that way it kind of just makes everything proportionate. I think with all of these quilt blocks that I've made, this will make 12 sweatshirts for the winter market, and then I already have the 2 vests, so and then I also have some wall hangings, but yeah, I feel good once I have all these done, and then after that it'll just be like bonus quilted items that I'll be selling. So I'll get to pinning. I have so much string everywhere. I literally find string on every article of clothing, on the couch, on the floor. It's crazy. But I do my best to collect it, so oh well. So I want this to be as centered as possible, and this is always a very daunting part of the process, but I think we can do it easily. Okay, let's see. All right. Oh, okay, cool. Honestly, I think that's great. My thought process is my ruler is lined up with the sweatshirt tag, and my ruler is also lined up with the seam lines, which seem to be even, and visually it's in a place where I want it to be. So let's just go for it. I definitely prefer using like sewing clips as opposed to the pins, since the pins sometimes snag the fabric in a weird way. You know what I mean? It like will tear at it. But in this case, I have to use the pins, so it'll be fine. Alright, so this is what the block looks like when I pin it to the sweatshirt. So it's not fully attached, but I think it is straight. I'm gonna go look at it in a few different angles, but yeah, this is what we are going for. Finally attached the quilt block to the sweatshirt. So I sewed along the edge of the quilt block and then I went through with a zigzag stitch and covered all of the raw edges. So now I'm gonna go through and outline the star. That's it, and then it's gonna be done, and then I can wear it all the time, test it out, and see how it goes. So yeah. So for this star outline, I'm going to be doing, this is where I messed up and did the zigzag stitch, but I'm just gonna be following along the line here with a very thick width stitch. This is the sweatshirt that I'm keeping. I'm happy with how the quilt block turned out, except I do think for the sweatshirts that I'll be selling at the market, I'm going to raise the quilt block about an inch so it sits higher up. Other than that, I think I'm just gonna crank out all of the sweatshirt designs now, decide if I'll add the hand stitching after, and while doing that, I'm gonna just keep wearing the sweatshirt, throw it in the wash, see what it looks like, and then that way I'll have tested out the design and I'll feel confident going into the market when I can chat with people about it. So all right, so this is a large, so I think I'm gonna do a design on the back. I think I would like to do this one. Something like that. I wish I had timed myself when I was making these sweatshirts, and I have a rough idea. I think it might be about, actually I have no idea. I have no idea how long it took me to make them, especially since I made them in bulk or like kind of batch. So pricing's gonna be interesting. But previous markets, I've been pricing these sweatshirts at $60. And I do get a deal when I order the sweatshirts, so they're not super pricey, and then I'm pretty much just charging $20 per hour for labor, even though I think I'm undercharging myself. So that might be a New Year's resolution, is to figure out how I can better figure out my pricing for the handmade items. All right, so I tie off all of the loose ends, and then hopefully this also prevents any unraveling. So I think I am going to add a Lucky Lady Quilt Co. logo to all of the sweatshirts that have the design on the back. And then I am gonna make it pretty discreet. So I'm gonna use black thread for the black sweatshirts, and then probably white thread for the gray and brown for the brown. But I'm going to iron the rest of the black sweatshirts out, and then I'm going to hang these up on my like market rack and then I'll get started on the logo, and then I'm done. And I think that's, for the most part, the base of my market goods. Everything else is cherry on top. So, one more sweatshirt. For the logos that I am putting on the sweatshirts, I am using my Brother embroidery machine, and it's relatively limited in the sense that I just have like a 4x4 space to work with, but that's fine. I don't need like a logo that's larger than 4 inches by 4 inches. But I did learn the hard way that stabilizer is so necessary. I honestly double up the stabilizer layers when I do the logos, because if I don't add it, the thread will kind of pucker and then it will just be really wavy and just not look great at all. So this is what it looks like before I add the frame, and then I'll go through. I have a few different designs for the logo, but I landed on one that works really well for the sweatshirts, so I stick with that one for everything. But yeah, other than that, it's relatively simple. It takes like 15 minutes per sweatshirt to add the logo. And yeah, I mean, it's not honestly my favorite thing to do, just because if it does jam, I'm screwed. Like, it's really hard to unpick. So it's pretty terrifying, but I haven't really had any issues recently. That was just when I was first learning how to use it. I really do enjoy having this machine, and it's kind of fun using it for like birthday gifts and stuff like that. But yeah, I mainly use this for logos. I finally finished the logo embroidery, and initially I actually didn't like how discreet the logo was, since it really blends in with the background, especially the black. But I don't know, after thinking a bit more about it, I do enjoy discreet. I'm honestly not the biggest person to be wearing brand logos in the first place, so I'm okay with it. So I have fully worn this sweatshirt to probably a point where I should have washed it a while ago, but I am finally gonna put it in the wash right now. So I will be right back and I will let you know how it goes. The main concern is making sure that this logo doesn't fade or shrink or anything, and that the colors don't bleed, which they shouldn't because I washed everything. So yeah, I think this is just gonna be more for my reassurance that they're hardy. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna wash this. This is what it looks like without being ironed again. It's pretty much just straight out of the dryer. And I actually really enjoy how it came out. The logo still looks good. I can't tell if you can see it, but yeah, the threading's fine. It didn't pucker. So honestly, I don't even think ironing would be needed after washing. And I threw it in with all of my other clothes. I did like a normal load in the washing machine, and then I also just dried normal. So I didn't treat it with care, and it came out okay. So this is it. If you made it this far, thank you so much for tagging along while I made as many quilt block sweatshirts as I could. The upcoming market is going to be at Fisher Brewing, and it is on the 17th. So if you are in Salt Lake, I would love to see you there. I'll have the duck canvas vests available, the sweatshirts, wall art, maybe a few more surprise items. But yeah, it's right around the corner, and at least I have finished everything that fits on the rack. So I have things to show. Well, now that I'm done with pretty much most of the market stuff, I'm gonna work on a custom coat, which I will hopefully be posting about next. And then I have a few more things in the works, and of course the workshop, which is always an ongoing process. But it's slowly coming along. It's definitely a bit colder, and I need to figure out heating, so to be continued there. But yeah, I'll keep posting updates. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you again, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye.